the idea to have Ukraine. I support the idea to have Ukraine first being compensated because they are the one to have lose a lot of their fellow citizens and being destroyed by these attacks. Second, all of those who paid for could be compensated, but not by Ukraine, by Russia, because they were the one to aggress.
Again, just so you understand, just so you.
Why is he could be a hybrid of Better Call Saul and Legal Eagle, right? Do you think? What is the what's the context of this that he's giving this opinion right next to Trump, who must completely disagree with this, maybe, or maybe Trump can't even follow the conversation. By the way, just as a heads up, don't ever forget this. Don't ever forget how they did my boy dirty. They did my boy Biden dirty.
And
when Trump closes his eyes here, if this was Biden, they would say that Biden was falling asleep during this press conference. Okay.
Being destroyed by these attacks. Second, all of those
Biden
who
nods
paid
off.
for could be compensated, but not by Ukraine, by Russia, because they were the one to aggress.
Again, just so you understand, Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total.
Oh my God! Oh! Why didn't I think of this? That's what we needed for real journalism in the United States of America. We needed a fucking Frenchman to come over here and do it. Oh! Is this going to be the first time in my entire fucking life that somebody actually, to his fucking face, fact-checked this fucking orange orangutan dipshit? Finally. What? The context is that the French don't give a fuck about what Trump and Americans think. The French historically have been pretty independent of everything. I think the French people just kind of like do their own shit. Like I think, haven't there been times where France has considered like pulling out of NATO, where they're just like, fuck this shit? I feel like France has a history of, oh, well, then there's also the French Revolution means everything. I don't actually know fuck all about those. But, yeah, the French have a proud tradition.
Money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money, to be clear. Okay. We have 230 billion frozen assets in Europe, Russian assets, but this is not as a...
he knows things. Why can't my leader know things? I just want, look, this guy knows things. He knows numbers and percentages and like things that are actually happening. He knows real things that are happening. This guy is like, I feel like this is the look Finkelstein gave me when I was correcting him in debates. This is like the Finkelstein. He's like, yeah, whatever.
But this is not as a collateral of a loan, because this is not our belonging. So they are frozen. If at the end of the day, in the negotiation we will have with Russia, they're ready to give it to us.
If Trump would have said this, I would vote for him in 2028. If Trump had the audacity to look at him and go, "I'm sorry, I didn't understand a single thing you just said," and then took a question from the from the press, I'm sorry, that would be very funny.
Super. It will be loan at the end of the day, and Russia will have paid for that.
If you believe that, it's okay with me.
Oh my! You just call this guy a liar to his face? Like nobody debates these numbers.
But they get their money back, we don't, and now we do. But, you know, that's only fair.
To do something.
France, please. I'm pretty sure we're only a country because of you guys, because of the help we had in the Revolutionary War. Please come save us again. Please, God. Please.
Rationale in having the U.S. vote against the UN resolutions that Ukraine proposed and also the U.S. proposed?
I would rather not explain it now, but it's sort of self-evident, I think.
Apparently, I don't believe this. I can't believe this. Apparently, the United States is joining Russia, Israel, Belarus, North Korea, and Nicaragua that are voting against the resolution condemning Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Why is Israel here? The fuck? I thought Israel generally supported Ukraine. What's the story with that? Because they just vote with the U.S.? No, lots of Russian Jews in Israel, and Israel has always had a more neutral stance than optimal. First of all, if there are Russian Jews in Israel, pretty sure it's because they were escaping the Russian Empire, because they were literally fucking sectioned off into fucking no man's land for them to all live. There's no way they left with a favorable view. Where was like the fucking Jew province? It was like way the fuck over here someplace, like Jew land that they try to ship them all off to, right? Trump wants to do business with Russia. Putin can make Trump rich as fuck like he always wanted. I think pretending there's an actual political reason for driving me nuts. But even that doesn't make sense. Like, what would you rather be good in with if you wanted to like make a ton of money? Russia or the entirety of like Western, Central, and Eastern Europe? Like, they fled Tsarist Russia. I don't know how that carries over to modern Russia. Well, I'm saying they wouldn't have. Why would they have favorable views of modern Russia? Russian Jews in Russia, not Israel. Oh, they might. Well, they probably have favorable views, sure. Russia and China don't ask questions about money. All of those countries rely on some kind of principles to do business with. Trump has none. What is Trump? Trump is like 89 years old. Does he really need? This is legacy shit. It has to be legacy building. It's not money. There's no way that this guy is thinking like, God, I got to make more money. I think he's thinking of legacy now, is my guess, right? That's why he wanted to rename the Gulf of Mexico. That's why he's looking at trying to take some fucking 51st state bullshit, whether it's Greenland or whatever. Company is cost cutting, so I'm losing a bunch in supplemental income that gave me huge tax deductions, so I will have a lower net pay. Oh. Wait, what does supplemental income mean? I don't know what that means in the context of a job. So I'll have a lower net pay, higher gross. Kind of feel defeated right now. Wait, your gross income is going up, but your net pay will go down? How does your company impact that? If I keep saying like if I was Trump, there are so many things that I could do better, that anybody could do better, but I guess I just don't know what his goal is. Like if I was Trump, I feel like what you would do is, okay, now that I'm president, if let's say you wanted a legacy, I would just try to find the things, what are all the things that Democrats really want, and then find anything on this list that Republicans also kind of want, and literally fucking ramrod this shit through Congress, because it would be the easiest thing in the world. Because you can make every Republican go along with you for anything, and then just find some shit that Dems want that you would want too, and then you're good. I don't know how he feels. I don't even know how Republicans in general feel about like weed legalization, but that's the thing that like if Trump wanted it, he could snap his fingers and tomorrow weed would be legalized federally in the United States. Like it would be super easy. Boom. Trump could easily do that. Probably like a $12.50 an hour minimum wage. I think Trump could easily do that. A public option. Now, I don't know if Republicans would like that because of all the spending and bullshit. Base Big Macs.
I stopped my discussion with President Putin after Bucha and the war crimes because I considered that, we had nothing to get from him in the time. Now this is a chance, there is a big change because there is a new US administration. So this is a new context. So there is good reason for President Trump to re-engage with President Putin. But my experience is the following, and I shared it with President Trump and the team. In 2014, our predecessors negotiated peace with President Putin. But because of the lack of guarantees, and especially security guarantees, President Putin violated this peace. And I had several discussions, especially at the beginning of 2022, several times, 7 hours with President Putin, 15 days before launching of the attack, he denied everything, but we didn't have security guarantees. So this is why being strong and having deterrence capacities is the only way to be sure it will be respected.
Oof.
And I insisted on that, and this is why I believe that the US has the capacity to do so. And this is why I think we should never say, I will never send any boots on the ground, because you give a blank check to violate any type of commitment. So I think it's good to have discussion. I think it's useful to have negotiation. I think it's super important to go to the peace. But my strong point was to say, let's try to get something first which can be assessed, checked and verified. And let's be sure that we build sufficient guarantees on the short run. And this is where we are ready to be engaged. As for France, a lot of my European colleagues are ready to be engaged. But we do need this American backup, because this is part of the credibility of the security guarantees. And this is our collective deterrence capacity. And I have the feeling that the president has this capacity.
I think it's
What was he going to say? I think he's right. Deterrence capacity would require the U.S. to actually do something, though, to hurt Russia if they violated.